Okay. I call the May 5th, 2026 Committee of the Whole meeting of Glencoe Park District to order. Lisa, please call the roll and note the time.
Great, it's 7:01. Commissioner Kobe?
Here.
Commissioner Cummins? Commissioner Guzman?
Here.
Commissioner Hazen?
Here.
Commissioner Reichman?
Here.
Everyone's here. We do not have any members from the public, so for the record, there is no opportunity for anyone to have 3 minutes. And we will move on to the next agenda item, which is the West Park Parking Project. Executive Director Shepard and Director Coos will provide an update on the parking situation related to West Park.
Right, so just really quick why we brought this up is that we had two residents before came to a meeting today that were concerned about the parking that the board and the village have approved for West Park. And to be quite honest, we were quite shocked with that because this is one of the we thought the resolutions, they came up in many of our meetings, both with the village heard that and we did too. So we wanted to give you a little overview, just in case you get asked in town or whatever, and then tell you about our meeting today. So Kyle, I'm throwing it to you.
All right, thank you for the opening there, Lisa. So yeah, just gonna kind of recap what the plan is currently, how we arrived to this plan, kind of what the feedback has been along the way from the neighbors, including up to today's meeting this afternoon here at Takeif. So just to, sorry, my slides aren't jumping forward. Apologies.
Yes.
Are they new? Like, was there turnover at these homes or?
No,
just- so-
actually, the
Back-
ones that we're talking were exactly the ones
Well-
we've spoken to many times.
Okay.
There was actually one at the very end of the street that's a turnover, but they had no problem with it at
Okay.
all. So
Sorry, I'm having a little technical difficulty here. So just to refresh everyone's memory about the location of the off-street parking and what the plan is. So on the left, you have the site plan. The bottom left corner is what you're seeing in the picture here on the right. So this is at the very southwest corner of West Park, where Willow Tree Lane meets Cherry Tree Lane. And the proposed or the planned off-street parking essentially runs along Cherry Tree Lane. If you can envision, the existing curb will be cut out. It becomes a depressed curb. And then 14 parking spaces go into the park, 13 normal parking spots, 1 ADA accessible parking spot. So that's the plan that was discussed back at the December capital improvement plan meeting, as well as the March meeting discussing the West bids here at board meeting. Yes.
Can you outline on that?
Can you point to parking?
Yeah.
See it on the.
I'm trying to,
Is it after the fire hydrant?
Like-
Does the
like
fire
on the
hydrant
street?
stay in place?
so I'm having a little trouble getting this into presenter view, but if Lisa wants to go.
Thank you.
That corner. Right
Yeah.
there.
And the cars are.
Yes.
Oh,
So about-
it's like that where there's grass right now.
About 20 feet from the curb past the fire hydrant, it starts. They're angled into the park,
Got it.
stretching down Cherry Tree Lane.
Like the way it is on Longwood by the beach.
It's
Correct.
very, yeah.
Yes.
So it's like a, kind of like a one-way,
Yep.
kind of like a loop type, right?
this isn't a one-way street.
But the parking operates like a.
Yes.
one-way.
It's like in front of Berlin,
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
two-way street in
But.
front of Berlin,
parking- Yep.
where people come in on one side, you park into the right.
I can.
And then if you want to back out, you back out and you have to kind of go straight north on Cherry Hill. You follow the curve and you exit
Got
that
it.
way.
It's okay. It's fine.
We don't anticipate is going to be more traffic because people were already sort of
I park.
using that to drop people off
Yeah.
anyway.
I got you.
There's no parking there now, so you can't park there.
There-
There this last
Nope,
week.
there is no parking there right now.
During school hours? Oh. Yeah, what's it?
We don't see.
I have a question.
That's interesting.
This is sarcasm, but they know it's a park and it's supposed to be used by as many people as possible.
Right, but that's what we've noticed in Glencoe sometimes is that people associate some of the parks as neighborhood parks that people walk to for the neighbors. And it is
Okay.
not,
That's never
never been the
there.
case here.
No, that's
No,
what I
but-
mean. That's been, kids
but
play
that's a
baseball and
mentality that-
softball and
It's
tennis.
the
and-
mentality people have.
And this, there used to be no parking along this street
Yeah.
And we had got, the police.
Okay, there is now?
department got a lot of complaints because people had to park 2 or 3 blocks away with their small
No,
kids.
we dealt with that.
Then they'd be caught crossing the street with their kids. It was actually
Right,
more of a
right.
safety danger.
Yeah.
So then they made this as, parking on this side.
The east side.
When
I
did that happen?
think it was 2 or 3 years
Yeah,
ago.
'cause
It
my-
must
my
have
son
been recent,
played
because
there
when our
4 years
kids were
ago.
playing baseball, you could not park on Cherry Lane.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
Because
yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
So there's currently parking on that street.
Correct.
So we're just making it a little bit more because the angle. Right.
So
Oh,
that-
all right.
Yeah, and those are, that street is often, so I went to volunteer for something for my kid at West School, and it was, you can't park
One traffic.
on any of those streets
traffic.
getting even close to the school during certain hours because it's reserved for the carpool lane. This is literally the only street I could park on. I mean, for blocks and blocks
Yeah.
and blocks.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of lines up facing
with it.
towards us and then around the curve, and that's where the no parking is during those certain.
Yeah, so like it's really only on the strip for like, maybe it's like a few hours or something like that in the morning and in the afternoon. So this will help, parent volunteers who come during those times.
So we're-
too.
So what are the real concerns from these 4 people are coming in?
I could jump ahead if you want me to. So, and just a real quick, we've gone through lots of community input, as the board knows, spanning back all the way to 2021. We've received comments about parking and traffic flow concerns in this area going back to then, as well as the village and public safety. This whole plan was developed to help alleviate some of those parking and traffic flow concerns. Yep.
Lot, as the
Sorry, I'm not sure what is going on here.
How many more parking spots will this add from the street, normal
13.
street parking?
We have lots of questions today. Why don't we let Kyle go through?
Why-
and-
Yeah, why-
We're good.
Let Kyle go through.
Gotcha. So, okay, so
Being quiet.
yeah, the recap of the community input means I've figured out the technical difficulties here, so we can plow forward here. So here's all the meeting dates, including our regular community input meetings for the OSLAD project, as well as on-site meetings with some neighbors. Again, that kind of drove the plan to help alleviate some of those concerns. The village, as I said, they've dealt with complaints and dealt with the neighbors, public safety has for quite some time. That prompted them to change that parking that was previously no parking at all on Cherry Tree Lane to incorporate allowable parking facing north or the right side of Cherry Tree Lane where we were looking earlier. They've continued with ongoing outreach to the neighbors, as well as working with GBSA to communicate to parents and coaches to help remind people of the proper etiquette for parking and turning around in that area. Again, public safety, the Village of Glencoe and the Park District work together to come up with this plan to help alleviate that, while recognizing that there's no perfect solution. It's a park, it's a school, it's going to be busy, but we do feel this provides some level of relief to those issues. So that brings us to the meeting we had today with, as Lisa said, there was 4 neighbors from that general area that came in today. I think it was a positive discussion. There was, we heard what their concerns were, and there were some potential options for consideration to investigate without making any massive wholesale changes to the plan. If you want to run through those.
safety. Disruptions, a lot of these, this is valid and for them, they have certain driveways. People will just pull through on their driveway or back in and do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just really rude, I think,
Yeah.
if you're to the front, which is terrible. That's a concern. It's, they don't want to be the meat. A lot of people use it. And then, that really, that was it. Really fun. No, like it used to be. So what we did is we talked to them. Really wanted us to consider whether to change it angled straight in. So the village engineers, I talk about this, they're gonna come back and they're gonna analyze that, see if there's any validity to any of those, if any of those create more of a safety concern. And then there were, they want to know if they have spots to make the spots wider. So maybe we'll out 1 spot, so instead of 14 spots, it's 13. That's something possible to do. Over, as we think about if kids are on a baseball team, there's usually 12 kids. With it, which is really spots. That's for one size. One good idea is that they really want off zone, really bad. They so actually Monica and Kyle came up with putting a drop off zone here from like 3:30. Come in, you can stop here, drop off your
Makes sense.
out.
Yeah.
That way. So we thought that was a
Mhm.
good solution. Look at that. We're gonna put signs, we should be.
Yeah.
Just like every other
Yeah.
area. Yeah. And more communication with youth baseball anyways, softball. Be good neighbors, don't turn in there, but just do more of that and then create a sign and right away, like not turn driveways.
I was gonna say, if the GBSA really messages that and tells their coaches to message that to all the team, to all the
They
parents.
already are.
Okay, just don't use the,
They do a
Yeah.
lot. People still do.
Yeah.
You know how people are. It's a lot, kind of aggravating,
Silly.
right? So those are things. So we had a meeting and we're checking in if you drop. We said immediately drop off if we can signs up. It's just that we don't make any changes to these parking spots.
Couple of things. One is, did you say you added parking already on that street? Whatever what's that street called?
On Cherry Tree, this one?
No, this was, you could park along,
Yes.
Yeah, you can
but
park
there
along.
was could only fit about 8 cars.
You go all the way
and-
down, you couldn't park,
and then-
right?
and then streets.
Yeah.
Right, there's no parking on this side.
Right, oh, yeah, I
And then
remember
you
that,
came
yeah.
here,
What's,
Someone was parked there and say someone drove by to drop their kid off, now they have a car that was.
so the bottom line is though, what's happening, unless the streets is it narrower on this side of the street? Because
You know,
is it more narrow than Willow?
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, because obviously they're dealing with the same thing if it's the same side street,
Um,
sides. Because you could park on that street.
Willow Tree, you can park
You
on.
can park, right, I parked
It's
there.
only
Right.
one way during
During school.
during school.
I'm pretty sure it's also wider.
But Kyle, do you have, before we dive into our myriad of questions, is this anything else in the presentation? on this?
Yeah,
Okay,
This is
good.
the fence, but that's kind of
Okay.
a separate.
Oh, yeah, there's a tennis question, fence question.
I will measure.
I have another question with respect to, because I personally, as a as the driver, not think, so let me know about the neighbor's perspective, but as the driver, I love the angled spots. I like them a lot more. Like I can just drive right into an angled spot. Otherwise, a lot of parallel spots, especially with my SUV. I'm like going in and then I'm backing out and to make sure I go straight in, like I'm doing a lot more jimmying
I agree with
on
you.
the road.
I absolutely agree, I do. the
I
same
might
thing.
be bad, but I see other people doing it too. I'm not the only one. So
That becomes
So
more of a
funny.
safety issue,
so I feel
right?
like that
Yep.
might be more of a disturbance on their street.
Correct.
Do they think that the angle is going to cause people to go in their driveways more?
Yeah, they think that it still gives people an option to back up and then go this way and then turn around. Where if it was straight, they
Oh,
say
they
if
think
it's,
when you're getting out, you're going to do
Yes.
that and then
Yep.
turn. and go.
then they think if it's straight in, people
Um,
could take a choice of going this,
Oh,
like
I
backing out
would've
this
never
way or
thought
that
to do
way.
that.
Believe it or
My
not,
thing is that and they're gonna check this out. We think that actually is more of a safety issue because cars are going
Yes.
different ways.
Yes.
And
So-
so that might be more of an issue. And that the village will figure that out, but
they are the same width, by the way. So Cherry Tree Lane is 24.2 feet.
Yeah.
If you go to Willow,
regardless, we have no complaints on this.
Well,
It's-
because,
I think-
She's
because,
funny.
because it's been there for a long time. The people who moved
Yes.
there
Yes,
have been there long enough, or it just was there.
Yeah.
yes.
I'm certain, my guess is, I don't know how many years ago, they put parking, like the angled parking by Central, whatever you want to call it, Berlin, that someone was complaining back then.
Probably.
25 feet.
You're correct.
And then it just became, that's the way it is.
Yeah.
Next owners came in, that's,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
don't, it'll like change.
I'd say it's logical, but
Look,
it's, you know.
I think the issue, the main issue and the difference here, most of the parallel parking street, most of the angled parking that we have in town, you have an easier way out. So when you think about lakefront,
Yeah.
you back out and we have a turnaround at lakefront on both Hazel and on Beach. There is that turnaround.
Okay.
When you think about by Central School. You have, you can back out and take a left immediately onto Hazel, or onto Park,
No,
I'm
you're
sorry.
correct, yeah.
With this one, the real issue is you're going to back out because it's angled, and you have to go north on Cherry, follow that road left, follow that road left. It is 3 extra blocks. The neighbors and the drivers probably do not like that. The drivers probably want to back out and go as fast as they can to Willow to get to Forest Way and get out. That's the real difference here.
Is it one, remind me, is it, you say it's one way or is it two way?
It's not.
It's not.
It's
a
not,
one-way.
it's 2 ways, but once you're angled in that way,
Yeah, you
you,
can't go back.
you cannot, it's very hard to,
Agreed.
No, you'd have to.
unless the other spot behind, next to you is empty, it's very hard.
Yeah.
So, and so what the drivers will do is they say, well, rather than go,
Blocks.
Yeah, no, go all the way around.
rather than go north on
I'd wanna go-
Cherry Lane,
I'd
take a
wanna turn
left on Edgebrook, go down Edgebrook all the way and go on Woodridge to get out,
No, I
they're
agree.
gonna turn around in John Doe's driveway, and that is a real unfortunate,
Yeah,
experience
agreed.
for John Doe. I think, unfortunately, I mean, we can
I have a question.
encourage signage. They can put signs in the driveway. Please do not turn around in here.
Let me ask a question about,
Ultimately, it's trespassing, right?
it's trespassing when they're going into the driveway, 100%. But I'm curious, what is the volume of visitors to this park?
We can,
All summer long.
24 kids per field.
Saturday, Sunday afternoon.
And then there'll be
So
sometimes.
the reason I'm bringing this up is we're talking about baseball, which is a very short window throughout the year. So what we're really talking about is like a 2 to 3 month window. And is there any reason that we can't have maybe certain rules during that 2 to 3 month window to really tighten how people exit when they?
That's the village. That's the village's role. Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's just, it seems like it's
Right, yeah.
just
Okay,
my,
I want to put this out there. One, we can't change driving direction or anything like that. The
Correct.
village can.
yeah,
But 2 is that this problem has been there way before our parking has existed. People have turned around in that driveway because people use it as a drop off.
sure.
The park has been there. But the fact is that, this new parking area has been something the community has many opportunities to discuss. And as I was telling a good colleague of mine earlier today, our goal in town is not to make it perfect for everyone,
Right.
but like 50.1%. We want to make it better for them. I understand this 1 or 2 houses. I don't think they've ever really liked it. I don't think any solution we're gonna come up is gonna be good for them. I think we have to kind of think of the community's perspective here and not that of the 2 house homeowners. But I hear their pain. I understand it. I don't like it. And I wish we could find something. I don't think we're gonna be able to solve this problem for them.
No, look, I agree with you, especially because this is more of a village problem than it is a park district problem. The only point I was trying to draw out is this is really affecting the community for a short window within the year. It's not a year issue. It's not even half a year. It's,
It's May to September.
if that, right. And that would be the only thing I would ask, like us, is there anything that we can think of, knowing that it's just a short window, that would help? And if there isn't, and it's truly, this is just to Michael's point, something that the village needs to address.
Well, I'd argue, yeah, the village doesn't maybe need to address it. We can't.
Yeah, no, I think it's great.
Yeah.
We can, yeah. But we can encourage the users of it, especially Glencoe Baseball Association, when they talk about parking to say, please avoid private property, please do not turn around driveways. We could maybe put a sign up there. It says, because it may be 2-hour parking.
I would.
It says,
I would
don't,
definitely put a sign,
but
yeah.
like
Yeah, I think that's
signage
perfect.
is really, unless we want to, we are not going to, I'm gonna be that, unless the village wants to station a police officer there during the games. We can't police this and it's an unfortunate.
And I'm hopeful that it wouldn't, I mean, if they're angled this way, I wouldn't have ever even thought I would just go around the block.
People will,
I personally wouldn't have, I know they'll get it every once in a while. I just don't think it's gonna be.
people are gonna back out.
My kid played there.
No, I was trying to remember.
All it has to happen is,
My heart.
it
Yeah,
happens,
yes.
it just has to happen
It
once
does
to
happen.
annoy this guy. If we're gonna back out here,
Yeah.
they're gonna go like this.
Well, I
So-
think having
That's right.
the,
I've never done
he
that.
would loop
I have never
around.
gone in somebody's U-turn.
Yeah.
In the space.
Jackie, let's let Megan know and
I
then,
think we all agree.
What's
We
that?
said it, But I just
Yeah.
think overall, I think carving out some extra space out of the park is a pretty big improvement.
Mm-hmm. I think it's an
You know.
improvement for the school as well. I'm telling you, I always end up parking there.
okay. Final thoughts, Jackie.
I think this is for a very short window that I'm not 100% sure that beyond the solutions that have already been provided, there's more solutions that we can provide. Maybe carving out space in the park itself to create parking, maybe, but I'm not 100% sure that we're going to be the ones to come up with the grand solution.
Okay.
Right, but beyond, meaning, but I don't, going back to like, is that gonna, I think it'll help, but it's not gonna resolve the issue of that other stuff that we were talking about.
Yeah. I think we all have feelings for this house, but there's, as you said, our hands are tied.
Yeah, they are.
Um. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right.
Correct. Right.
Yeah. I think, yeah, Lisa, I think we've kind of exhausted this one.
I do have one more quick, right,
Yeah.
sorry, and it's almost exhausted. When you park at an angle and you park straight, 'cause you discuss both, how many spots do you get with straight versus angle? Oh,
Yeah, they'll get back. You're not going to pick up a whole heck of a lot by turning it to a 90-degree.
okay.
Yeah.
So then it just comes down to which is the safer or less likely to cause the neighbors. Right, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I imagine it's already,
I say
my hunch
yes.
is it's gonna come back with, because every parking facility in the village like this has angled spots.
Right.
For that reason, where you don't, you don't want people backing up to have to get in.
Yeah.
And have that struggle of, and their kids running around with balls, so, okay. Um,
Wise. Yep, good. Fence?
okay.
Sorry.
Oh,
That's
Oh.
we were pushed by the school district, see how,
Mm-hmm.
by the school district.
Yeah.
And then it stops, right? And asked to consider if we would continue the fence along our whole property line. Yeah, for people. And this is for safety reason, so like, because, and this is for this. Also where it is.
Yeah.
Here, it's really close to expressway. About, there's an active shooter, they might. Sight line. So I think budgeted out.
Roughly, it'd be about $40,000 to do the entire stretch. meaning from school district property all the way down to the end of our property.
Yeah. Yeah.
As long as it's within the funds, oh my God.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm-
I think this is one where, the community has spoken.
Yeah.
And I think the optics of the school juxtaposed to this area, there's strong feelings about it. It is within the budget. We are splitting it with the village. To me, this is one, oh, sorry, with the school. This is one I think it's going to make the community feel safer, and I think there's some. Yeah, I think this is one of those things that
No-brainer.
makes them
Yeah.
folks feel better.
No brainer.
Oh, I was gonna say, is it like continuing that fence or a different fence?
The proposal is to remove the existing school fence because it's not in great condition, and then all new with what we've done out here. Privacy cedar. Greenhouse, the greenhouse as well. Yeah, we
You
wouldn't have
can't
to
go
go.
over 6 feet without, you can't. No, you have to get that through the. So consensus that we're all good with this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Lisa.
Oh, good.
Thank you. Kyle, thank you very much for that. Are we ready to move on? I think we
We are,
are.
yep.
And good lively discussion. It is great to have a board that is so active, and it's nice to hear the discussion. So thank you.
Love it.
Passionate.
You're passionate for this one too, the next one.
So Michelle is here from Upland Design, and she will lead a visioning exercise for the design of Friends Park updates. I did tell my wife that this was on the agenda today, and she felt like we just redid Friends Park
You
like
did.
10 years ago. And I was like, we did.
No,
But it is
it's
10 years
actually,
ago.
it was actually 14.
14 years ago.
Well,
No,
of
it was-
course, Kids the same age. I
but
had
it
the
was-
same feeling.
I was not, I just moved here in 2012,
Yeah.
and it was redone then. So it just seems like
Yes.
yesterday.
Yeah.
But it's a testament, this is like the crown jewel of our parks, right? This is the park that everyone
Big-
uses the
it's a
most.
big deal.
Yeah.
It does every age, and I'm excited to hear what you have on the vision board.
Yay, people love it. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a little context, even though you know this park so well. And then I'm gonna flip through the images just to give you an overview, and then we're gonna get a little interactive, and I'm gonna ask you to go back to the boards that have all these images on it, get up close, and put some stickies on things that you're like, no, that doesn't fit, or I have a comment. And, but if you love it, no sticky is needed. It will move forward to the public meeting. Okay, they give you, all right. So now I'm just going to give you a quick little overview. This is just a reminder of some of the existing elements. There is a 5 to 12 play structure. There are 2 to 5 play elements. There is a train that takes up a lot of space. The surfacing itself is really, let's see here. There we go. There's the surfacing itself is starting to really show its wear. And when this actually gets replaced, which would be 2027, it will hit that 15-year mark. Another couple things about the park. It's really well used. And so that's part of the reason it's probably time. This is also a huge opportunity to make this an even better destination, more engaging for more ages, and hopefully a little bit better use of the space. It's actually a pretty big space. Interestingly, you can see here is the playground, but the train itself takes up quite a bit of kind of in the middle ground. And then each of these, A and B, are kind of entrances into that playground. And the stars here are entrances from the outside. There's existing parking right along Tudor Court. That is the village's property. And they did a nice little redo of that area. So the pavers, the litter receptacle, the bench, that little area all is the village's. kind of looks nice, and it's time to bring the park up to maybe just the next standard. So a little bit of overview on our schedule along the bottom. So in May, we did some inventory and analysis, and then we'll continue in May and June with this meeting here. And then May 26th, we'll go out to the community with these boards and get input on all the different ideas. We'll actually have a survey that residents can pick the things that they love and maybe not love, and give us some a little bit open-ended questions as well. And the plan is to do that at the park site, is if the weather is good, from 3:30 to 5:30, when the park gets a lot of use. So we'll be grabbing the kids that are coming from after school, the parents, hopefully some middle schoolers, we'll grab them as well, and get some input. And then we will come back to the board June 16th, using all that input, and show you some concepts. So that'll be another opportunity to really look at those sorts of different items and where the park can go before we go back to the community. All right, so let's see. All right, awesome. So the first board, the top of it, is a little bit about style and a feel. This is such an important park that I think the feel, how you come to the park, and is important. So you can see across the top a few different style images, and then the idea is the left one's fresh and green, the middle one a little bit more vibrant, and the last one dynamic with not just one color but many colors. So it's just more of a feel. It's not like it has to look like this. That's not it. It's your vision in essence. And then next below, we have all kinds of images of shade and seating. So gather that feeling of I want to go to that spot. And we're hoping that whatever vision we end up with, that it really becomes that go-to destination because it's comfortable. It has good seating. It has a little shade. And for the most part, it has some great plant material. And most of that plant material would be staying in place wherever possible. Okay, so the next one is play. Obviously, the centerpiece of the park. And so we have a variety of structures, 2 to 5-year-old pieces, 5 to 12-year-old pieces. Because this is a community park, we want to still make sure that we have those 2 age groups. But additionally, looking at it being more universally accessible. How can we have some sensory play? How can we make sure we have socialization for kids with any kind of ability issue or not, that they can play together? And then also maybe some spots to step away. So if you're dysregulated and you just need a spot that you're not in the middle of the fray, that we have that. So this gives everyone some ideas. In the lower right, you can see a communication board. So kids that might not be as verbal or not verbal yet will have something they can actually point to. And usually we do these where it has images of things that are in the park. So you can come and go, I want to play on that. And you can actually go to it in the park. So next is move. So how can we bring some things into the park that might have some new kinds of movement? Maybe some fitness pieces. These are all kind of based on being ground level. So not as much moving pieces, but things that maybe parents could do a little bit, or even kids. This is an electronic game. Here's a Gaga pit. Painted games would be a great add, a story walk. This is a bamboo jungle here, so a little bit more challenging, maybe that teen group. How do you climb across? They actually have different colors, and so you can actually have kind of games with it and challenge your friends. And then finally, just a hill climb. And then a little bit more socializing, maybe some hammocks, makes sense, or a big net, and then some other games, disconnect, foosball, chess, potentially a pollinator work. There's already some great plantings. We could enhance that with actually a little bit of education, a little bit of engagement with the landscape, and then maybe even a little bit of plaza for meditating. So those are our different boards. And in front of you all, I've put a couple stickies and a pen, so you can write a note. And I encourage you to go, and unless you have a question before we start.
I don't know if it's a question for you, but I wanted to throw it out there. I'm on the plan commission, and that area looks like it's being redone. The whole downtown area might be redone with all kind of pavers and all different things happening. I don't know whether it pays for us to be more cohesive with that. You know, the street's gonna happen, they're gonna maybe redo that whole, that street and everything else. It maybe it's naturally gonna be part of the whole thing. It doesn't really matter that much, but it just seems like if we're redoing the street around it, that like maybe we have to have some thought into that as well. Does that make sense?
Does, but they have, I think the park.
I also think that one of the benefits we have is, Michelle said earlier, they just recently did the plaza area.
Yeah, yeah.
So you kind of have that
Yeah.
buffer between what's been happening in the street and this plaza. So I think
Alright.
if we match the
Yes.
plaza,
Yeah.
that kind of,
But Gary,
It's just like-
you're the link there. And so
Mhm.
that'll be perfect for
Well,
you to,
that-
like, if we're
I
being
am the link.
redundant with something though, like if they're doing some, like, I mean, I'm not saying I want to do a story walk at all, but let's just say we were like, oh, we want to do a story walk. And then you're at the planning commission. They're like, oh, we're going to do a story walk. It's like, okay, let's not both do
Just
that.
so you know, I
Yeah.
am the link, but by the time it gets to me, it's
Yeah.
like, we're just approving things. It's like someone's planning something. I'm just saying, hey,
Plan, say, okay, this is what
Yeah.
we're thinking, does anything class?
that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I
Sure.
think it is separate enough that it probably not that big a deal, but while we're almost on the same timeline with them, it
Right.
just makes sense to
If
kind
they're
of
doing, if they're doing
pavers.
yellow
like that.
bricks, if we're doing red
Yeah.
bricks,
Yeah.
that doesn't work.
Yes.
But it's a good point, and I think we're in the design phase now, and we should, I mean, I'm sure you talk with Phil more often than most, but we should just make sure it's on the radar for them. Yeah.
Usually. It's that whole stuff.
Yep.
They brought their plans to us and they did that whole section.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not, you're not gonna pick like, a slide based on the, the paper, but just, the overall feel and vibe continue. That's all I'm saying.
Question, why is historical drinking fountain and memorial plaque kind of separated and like has an A and B? Like, are those kind of the things we're not going to touch and that stays?
Both of those have that historic limestone. So we may not, like the memorial plaque takes up a big space, but we want to keep the plaque. And just like the drinking fountain, it has its own plaque. So those two items, we really want to make sure that we keep in the park. Also, there's some other limestone seat wall that runs kind of along Tudor Court, but on the inside of the park, that are beautiful and probably very easy to keep. So those are kind of those elements we want to make sure, where the other ones are all going. So
Well-
those two we're just showing as important.
Yeah. I think we have a choice. I was gonna say, I think it's a suggestion, but like if we feel like we either want to remove or just move like to the side, I think that's probably an option for us.
Yeah.
One thing to Gary's point, whenever it sounds like we'll be doing some seating styles and in the park itself, because I think there are some benches. It bothers me when I'm walking around any town, not saying Glencoe, other towns. And I see, like they've already got their style benches that they've redone, on Tudor Court. I don't like it when it's like disjointed and they're so close to, like when the styles look super different and they're close together. So we should keep that in mind.
Yeah.
You had some good.
Awesome. All right, you guys ready? All right, come do stickies.
Okay, so we're bringing our stickies. Is there any difference in the yellow sticky and the blue sticky?
No.
Okay.
Stickies are a comment or don't like something. Put a sticky on.
Yes.
And then we'll do a.
So if I don't like,
Yep, then we're keeping it.
So stickies go on.
They're like the stickies go on, don't kill.
Do we have any feeling, and maybe Lisa, you know this, the permanent structures at Central School, on tables?
Yeah.
How are those? I've never seen any.
I guess they play at recess, but we're not, that's not.
It is. Which one of you does not like butterscotch? That's what I like. I want to do it on my skin. Oh, I think we should get down and get back to the ground. I stood up. Yeah, but I just tasted there. How is poor Erin gonna take notes on this?
Playground science.
I like that, Erin.
Okay, we're starting with this. So, something. So, I like. Now, if you're going. So, all. It also.
Extra sticker on. Stickers on.
Like some of the shit. I know. Not this, I think. So, about this, I feel a lot of fun bench. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. You can sit with your friends. So, this, we're trying. I don't socialize, I don't want to post. Sit there and do it. So, see, it's really easier to mark. My content. Something around. So, do you see this as a? I think it's, I think we. So, I think that's what I would say. Definitely.
Kids are gonna make out everything.
Let's look at this show. We're gonna do all of this. This got no rules. So fun. But we are not analyzing. Take out three will fight back. Depending. What's what you. I do that like I think. It will turn out. Jade. It's, I think. Nothing's wrong with your heart. Let's fix that now. Right now, the only shade that we have is. I think. I'm sort of, that's it. It is not, those will change area. Also more light. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so that's a shade. That's shade. Is. So I'd like to say, let's see. Yeah. What part was designed? Cabinet maybe that I'm seeing around. But the record showing like the whole is still going right.
so we're getting rid of this. Now, like we also want to. Before I go to the rest of those, these three, one sticker. Okay. That's great. Just need to. Yeah, we need to. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, I feel like we're gonna be okay with these. Yeah, just. Yes. It is a creative process of elements together. Okay, so we're down to two got that. I see. I understand it from different. How fun back I was when they were.
I see this.
That's my turn. So what do we? Okay, so it, that is enough. That's just it. It's here. I would call it. So now for me. Yeah, yeah. Go this way. Let's look at the last two you got. Don't give me I need. You guys, all right, I just want to make sure that all changed. We moved over to other. So, I put in, say, this and. Here. So people, I think my. So, but we did.
Those kids are asking us to their homes. It's the central piece. I'm not certain. But we think and of course the teenagers will make. We mattresses.
Is that good?
Yeah, I mean, unless somebody has another comment.
Okay. All right, anybody else have anything else for us? Michelle? Hey, she's good to go.
Thank you.
Patty,
Very
good.
good. You guys did a great job. I'm excited. No, I don't say that, but it does happen. Yeah, exactly.
You were terrible.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Meg, your shoes look so comfy.
Well, I thought we were going out to the mud.
That's what I thought too. I wore just my
Well, we were supposed to, but now it's too dark, so we can't.
preppy shoes.
We'll talk about that in a second.
Anytime someone gives me a chance to wear my garden shoes.
It's dark. It is dark.
Okay.
Thank you. That's great feedback. Kyle, when is our community meeting scheduled for?
That's the day after Memorial Day, right?
So May 26th at
20.
3:30 till 5:30. We're gonna have, just like a drop-in community,
Yeah.
feedback on boards, maybe taking out some of the elements that we nicked.
Yeah.
And then, so we'll get that input from the community too. So
3:30 or 5:30?
3:30.
To 5:30.
So you can drop in and whenever you,
Kyle,
Anyone.
will there be opportunities as well? I think we did this with some others, where people can go online and look and
Yeah.
vote and,
I don't know if it'll
Participate.
be online until we get to the final
okay,
product. This is visioning, but we will bring it to, for example, our after-school
Okay.
program, because we have that age group. So we'll maybe bring those visioning boards, ask
Good.
their input
Yeah.
directly with the kids at programs and things like that.
Yeah.
But eventually, when we have two designs to pick from, that's later down, then we would do that.
yeah, I think obviously we all have a passion for Friends Park. It is, I by far, actually, not necessarily by far, our biggest park that tends to get used is the one right out here because all the kids are here for daycare.
Oh, yeah.
But I think this is, in terms of the public use, this is our biggest one. So
Sentimental park.
I think it's the right way to do it. It is a very sentimental park. It means a lot to a lot of people.
Mhm.
I like that.
My contribution of the day.
No, you've had lots. You've had lots. Okay, so let's move on to the discussion on capital projects of the Fund 65 vehicle purchases. Director Coos can provide an update and overview of the upcoming capital budget vehicle purchases. So Thank you.
Thank you, President Covey. So there's two memos in the board packet tonight related to vehicle and equipment purchases. The first of which is the purchase of a new Bobcat L65 loader. This was presented to the board back in December as part of our capital projects discussion. The budget was set at $85,000 and approved. We have a Sourcewell price for the purchase of the contract for $78,403. That proposal, that quote was also included in the packet. So really just wanted to let the board know that we do have the piece of equipment ready for purchase under budget, under a Sourcewell contract, and be happy to answer any questions if there are any.
Any questions?
Um,
Okay,
hey,
That will
that
move
will-
to consent.
that'll move to consensus.
Yep.
Okay.
The second memo was related to the purchase of a F-250 and a Ford Transit passenger van, also both presented at the December board meeting under the Fund 65 capital discussions. Again, very similar, $80,000 budget was set for the Ford F-250, including the truck, its paint job and upfitting, and $75,000 for the transit passenger van that would help accommodate camp and after-school activities. The one thing just to maybe talk through for the new board members is historically, going back to 2023, we would attempt to purchase vehicles through competitive bidding and we would not get bids. It was just kind of a exercise in futility. 2024, we ordered a truck through a cooperative purchasing alliance and it took 13 months to receive that truck. So last year, we asked the board to waive the competitive bidding process, which allows us to then go purchase a vehicle off lot at a local dealership. The logic there being that, vehicles like an F-250 have a retail or a sticker price. You're not going to realize much savings by competitively bidding, and we don't want to risk having it take 13 months to get a vehicle. So as we did last year, we're asking the board to waive the competitive bidding and allow the staff to purchase in a not to exceed dollar figure being the budget number that was set, and therefore purchase the vehicles as quickly as we can from a dealership that has them on the lot and at the best price available.
I remember talking about this and I'm fine with it. Why are we allowed to put a stipulation on there where I don't want you paying over MSRP? Like, I don't know if you can pay over MSRP, but like, I certainly don't want to have the dealer if the MSRP is 62,000, I don't want you paying 63.
Yeah, we didn't put a stipulation in that last year. I don't think we've run into that situation.
I know you probably haven't.
Yeah, if we wanted to put some language in there, we certainly could.
I would put that in there just so that I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's very likely. But just it shows the taxpayers that we're not, yeah, that we're not going
So
above it.
we'll add that in and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
I'm fine.
approves, that'll be part of the consent agenda item.
Yeah.
That's added in.
Yep, because there was some direct language that legal gave us, and then we could probably just add that in as a footnote.
Yeah, talk with legal about it, but I'd rather do up to whatever the dollar, what's the dollar amount you're asking for? You're asking for 80?
80 for the truck and 75 for the,
Yeah.
and that includes the upfitting and the paint job as well. So it would be the MSRP on the actual vehicle purchase, not of that, any of
Yeah.
that stuff.
Exactly.
Yep.
I do have a question on that, though. Does it make sense, or is it even smart to like say you have to get 3 bids? When I say bids, I don't mean go out to bid. I mean, I said 3 prices, I should say, 3 different dealerships.
We'll shop around. There's a couple factors though. It's, how quickly can we get it? So we can pull 3 quotes and get
Yeah.
The one that's most competitive.
I like the idea
But I would do for myself, that's why.
yeah, I like the idea of not just going to one at the minimum of
Yes.
2 is probably right. Cause you don't want to just go to the Ford dealership down the street when the one in
Right.
Glenview may give you
Yeah,
5.
my stipulation is sure, it was like, let's not make you go out to that.
Yeah,
waste your
I think it's
time,
smart.
There's 3 bids, the 3 prices. You can just email them, say, give me your best price. Are you buying both these vehicles at the same time?
The priority is going to be the transit passenger van just because of camp looming. The truck's a little less
Are you
pressing.
retiring any vehicles?
The transit's a new vehicle to the fleet with the growth in kids club and camp. We are selling our oldest, I think it's a 2008. It's a significantly older truck
Good.
as being sold on surplus.
Yeah, I think it's those 2 small changes I think would be good.
Okay.
Thank
done.
you.
All right, so
Okay.
we'll move that with those changes, consent agenda item next month too. That's okay.
And another non-controversial item, approval for staff and commissioners to attend the NRPA conference. And Executive Director Shepherd can provide an overview of the
Excellent.
conference and the suggested attendees.
Excellent. Every year in fall, there's our national conference. It's one of the premier conferences for our industry. So there's big exhibit hall, there's lots of educational sessions. It's nice to talk to peers throughout the United States to see how things are done. So in addition, we are national gold medal finalists again this year. And that's when they award that during the conference on Wednesday, I believe. So traditionally, we have the department heads attend this conference. I am requesting that 3 additional team members attend. That would be Aaron and Erica, been instrumental in both achieving the application preparation, but also lending hand to get the gold medal. And Shannon, who has been named 30 under 30 by NRPA, she should attend the conference to receive this recognition. She also gets a small scholarship, which will go towards hers also. All these individuals are budget in 10. We actually took it down to one less staff this year just because of the escalating costs. So we are well within budget. We also offer the opportunity, if any of the commissioners would like to attend the conference, to do the sessions. The stipulation would be is that you would go to attend the sessions, look at the exhibit hall during that time also. We have budgeted for commissioners, but the law requires that you approve staff and commissioners to go. So, any questions?
Gary,
What happens with the budget if none of the commissioners go or let the full amount go?
None, it just stays in the budget.
Does it open opportunity for another staff person?
We are not going to open up the opportunity, and the reason is because 2 days later, we have the mud run. So we
Okay.
need staff
All right.
back. And they also, like Adam and Nate, for example, went to, because I couldn't go to Springfield for legislative conference, that we sent them there
I
instead.
get you. Okay.
So this year, it's because we back up, and we might have purposely backed up to that, because if we do win the gold medal, we plan on doing, we're doing the mud, when
we win the gold medal.
when, we're doing the mud run on a Friday night, and then we're gonna have a street party, so we just could
Oh, yeah,
incorporate it to make
Lisa.
it bigger.
If you get gold,
Not
are you
when, not
gonna,
if.
when, are you gonna do the mud run personally then?
No,
Actually, I wonder if we can vote on that.
absolutely
When we
not.
get the gold medal, I think it's obligatory for the executive director to partake in the mud run.
And
The
clearly.
crawly one on the
No,
ground?
the president,
Oh my
but I think we'll
I
bring
think
that
I-
up to the board.
I
next
think I
meeting.
would need the board president to do it with me. I think that would
We'll
only be
talk
after-
about that at the next meeting.
That'd be great. I have done mud runs before,
Oh.
but the mud runs I did were like you would end in where horses were. And I said, I know what's in that mud.
Yeah.
It was not fun at all.
Well,
So,
that's took a change.
oh, they didn't.
Um,
So I guess it has to be
I-
cleaner than that.
I love the fact that we get an opportunity to show off Glencoe to the rest of the country. And I love the fact that our leaders get a chance to not only bond with each other, but learn from everyone there. So this to me is not a challenge. The per diem seems a little, what's the per diem for in there?
That's our meals.
Yeah, so
They're go-
322, this is not is this per person?
Yeah, per
322?
person. Yep. There, it's,
Oh, that's not per day. That's for the
For the
whole
whole
3
thing.
days.
whole day. Yeah, the whole
Fine.
time.
I was like, my per diem is $75 a day.
Wow. I'm like,
So if you're at
no, it's
322 per
it's set
day,
by the government. So we
Okay,
stick to
good.
that. Yeah.
it just,
No, for the whole time. The only one that
it's fine.
might fluctuate is flight. And so what we're asking is if there's a
Yeah.
consent today that, okay, these people can go, that we
Mhm.
start booking
Yep.
flights
Gotta book
because
those
that's
flights.
go,
I would book them.
that's going really up fast.
Yeah.
Yep. So
September. Let him book them soon.
No? Oh, I guess he,
Even though
but Spirit's gone.
6 to 8
Well,
weeks out, is good. No, but like, I think this is I love the fact that people are going,
Yep.
so it's great.
and if you have any inkling that you think you want to go, we should approve you. If
Why don't we-
everybody's like, nope, we don't have to, then
Why don't we approve for 2 right now?
Yeah.
And then we can call it back later. I don't think.
that's what we did last year. We just approved
To approve for
two
two.
and then we
Yeah.
never sent anybody.
Okay,
So.
Fine.
Okay, perfect.
Got it.
That sounds
exciting.
good.
Is it okay to put this in consent
Yes,
also?
you can
Okay,
put this in consent agenda, or consent items.
okay,
Yep.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you for offering to send
Yeah.
more staff. We really appreciate it. I would take you up on that any other year except for Mud Run year.
Yeah.
Since it was too close. No, one back to help. That's why actually the parks, we usually send to parks, like Matt or Jared, but they're setting up for the Mud Run and same with Adam. So thank you.
Exciting. Well, thank you for that. The next agenda item is on the Parks Maintenance and Facility Construction Update. I don't think we're gonna have an opportunity to go out and see it.
We aren't,
Um,
what I want to tell you is that
Let's hear it.
if
oral.
anybody would like to come see it, I can do groups of 2, no more than 2. Obviously, I would be violating Open Meeting Act, and I would like to do it towards the end of the day after the workers leave. So what time they usually done, Kyle? Like 3, so anytime after 3:30?
I'll go.
Kyle and I would be happy to take you back since it's too dark now to do that. We would love to show you the
See
progress of
the
it.
maintenance
Yep,
facility? I'd
it's-
like to see that
It's
at
in
some point.
mid-construction, so
Okay.
please just tell me if you would like to, and then some time
Should we watch that?
availability, and we'd be happy to take you out there.
Sounds good.
I would love to. My schedule is terrible. So if you find something that works for another board member, just let me know
Okay.
when they're going and I can
Yep.
maybe tag along.
2 at a time. And then the field opened up today, as you all saw, so, it was pretty, good.
It looked active, like it was some of our 8th grade girls were playing out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
The first game of the
Girls
season
love
on this field.
This field
so,
for
yeah.
softball.
Good feel.
I mean, really, you would have looked at last week and said, there's no way. And those big roll, I took pictures of the big rolls of sod go out there, just like you use at the Bears use or Wrigley Field, and they throw it out and you can play almost immediately. So we were only delayed a week, which I thought was outstanding considering all the rain we had this season.
Yeah.
So kudos to our team out there and Kyle for managing it.
It rains like every
Oh, yeah.
day.
It's been
Every day.
raining
Like
every other
Hawaii.
day.
You were
Yeah.
just-
So that we got that in and they got it done. They were out there in their
Yeah.
boots up to their knees, so
I
kudos.
was
So
wondering if that's gonna be an issue for you using sunken field for the T-ball.
What is sunken?
Because isn't that field always so wet?
yeah, it's that's the one field. You want to speak to that?
It does take a little bit to dry out. I mean,
Could feel.
with the amount of rain we had here in April and into May, it did take a while. On normal rains, it should still dry out relatively quick. I'm gonna double check it tomorrow, but I think it's ready for play after the most recent rains as of now. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just be aware of that because we did have to move kindergarten from their field. We usually don't use sunken park for activities because of the parking and everything, like all the parking
Yeah.
and the neighbors, but Kyle hand delivered notes to all the neighbors. Did we get any calls? We did not get one call, which means that people turned over because people used to be really against using that for anything.
Yeah.
So
Well, the
that
house-
neighborhood must have turned over.
The house right on the field is, just got sold and
Okay.
so there's no one there
There's
now.
So great. So there's no expectation of that in there. So we hope they
So
move
they'll
it
be
when we're
moving
using
it in
it.
June, but I'm
I don't think it's
guessing-
always been that way.
Yeah,
I'm
they'll think
guessing
it's always
they'll
been
like
that
it. I
I
love
like-
it when that field is
Yeah,
I
active.
know.
Me
I
too.
like it when that field,
It's fun.
there's a lot of flag football that
A lot
I
of
see there,
people-
which I
Yeah,
think
Pick up
that is one of
games.
our fields that we leave not scheduled, so
Yeah.
for open play, because you need that. We need people to be able to do flag
I
football.
like it when I
night.
see kids playing on that.
Yep. And we have lacrosse, usually a lacrosse net in there
Yeah,
and
there's
things like
usually a
that.
net.
So we're happy. I'm glad to hear that about the house because we were worried about that house. So, okay, good. So we're good to go. So,
Good.
but kudos to Kyle. That's, it's
Yeah.
really coming
Great
along.
job.
We're pretty much on schedule. So anything else to add?
No,
Kyle,
I'm looking
I
forward to
great
giving
job.
tours.
want to make sure that we're well aware that Gary's going to throw out the first pitch and I'm going to take the first bat at the batting cage. That's in
There
the
we go. Yeah.
Perfect.
We just
Well-
met with a former Sox player
Oh, yeah.
we walked him through the big agency.
Dedicated?
It's like, "Hi, what do you think about this?" And yeah, he was really impressed with it. So
Yeah, but, well received. The feedback was pretty much that it has the space and every need you would have to do one-on-ones and small group training. So
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great.
he thought it was
that's a
great.
possibility.
Yeah.
Might bringing him in to do small group training.
And
things like
honestly,
that.
now that the Cubs are,
That's
which I'm not a
cool.
Cubs fan off the record.
I am. So
I'm just-
I
for the
went to
record,
last night's game and was very upset. But now the Cubs are doing better. And actually, I think baseball does a little
Yeah.
bit better there
Yeah.
too. So
it does.
it is. I'm telling you.
No, I believe you.
It's totally. Well, there's no reason to go into closed session.
Exactly. Right.
I'd like to recommend a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Okay.
Who
let's
was
just
so
do it.
moved? Okay, thank you.
Let's do all in favor?
Yep.
All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Anyone opposed?
All right. Thank you so much for
All
your
set.